Good morning, first grade. Mrs. Norris here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today so far. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about informative paragraphs. And you probably remember from Module 1 and Module 2 with the fables that we've been reading. We have been talking about and learning how to retell a story. And we use our story map and our story elements to help us with that. But the big part of retelling a story is that we think about the important events, the important details from that story, and we tell them in the order that they happened. So that's the important part of retelling, is that we retell the story in the order or the sequence that the story happens. And we do that with, fables, other fiction stories that have character setting, problem resolution. But we also do that with informative paragraphs. Informative paragraphs generally follow a certain order or sequence, similar to when we retell a fiction story. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And you're going to have some practice putting an informative paragraph into the right order or sequence. So can everybody think about in their mind that sandwich organizer or the hamburger, cheeseburger organizer that we use to help us remember what parts are in an informative paragraph? Can you see that, picture that in your mind? Are you getting hungry? Well, think about, what is the top piece of bread? The top piece of bread. Yes, that's right. It is the topic sentence. And generally, most of the time, an informative paragraph begins with the topic sentence. Sometimes there might be, some words or something, a sentence or two before the topic sentence to kind of maybe catch the reader's attention, and then they'll tell the topic sentence. But for the most part, and for our purposes and the paragraphs that we'll be looking at and writing, we will begin our informative paragraphs with the topic sentence. And it makes sense because we want to tell the reader what we're going to tell them about. And the topic sentence does just that. It tells what the topic of the paragraph is going to be about. Now, do you remember what comes in the middle part, where we see the meat and the cheese or the lettuce and the tomato in the middle of the sandwich? Yes, that is all the facts and details that support or tell more about the topic sentence. And the details and facts are all related to that topic sentence. So we have our topic sentence, our facts and our details. And then do you remember what wraps up or ends or concludes an informative paragraph? Yes, it is the conclusion, or the concluding sentence, the conclusion sentence. That, as I've said before, is kind of like putting the bow on the present. It just kind of wraps everything up, it closes it up, and it restates and reflects on the topic sentence. And I know we'll talk a lot more about that, but generally the topic sentence and the conclusion sentence sound pretty similar. They're not going to be the exact same sentence, but they both will pretty much say the same thing because they're telling about what the topic of the paragraph is. So they're going to be similar. They're going to be saying basically the same thing, just in a little bit different way. So today, you won't be writing an informative paragraph, but you are going to put an informative paragraph into the correct order. So you're going to have to figure out, what is the topic sentence, what are the facts and details, and what is the conclusion. So this is what this is the informative paragraph that you're going to be working with, and it's about hares. And these are all mixed up. These sentences are not in the correct order. Now, this is in your workbook, but we're just going to do this on Seesaw and use the move tool to put the sentences in the correct order. So let me hop over to Seesaw so I can show you what your page will look like. Okay, we're back here in Seesaw. So when you tap on the Add button, you will see a page that looks like this. And it says, move the sentences below, so these sentences here, into the correct order. And I have like a writing paper template set up here so that you can move, you can use the move tool here, right, with the finger, and you can move these sentences into the correct spots on this part of your response page. So the letters, they don't fit perfectly, like, that should be bigger and fit. But just to kind of help keep us organized, I included these writing lines, but I know that they won't fit perfectly the way, good printers should fit them, but that's okay. I think it'll be all right. So I've labeled these so we see the topic sentence, of course, would go first. Our facts and detail sentences would go on this line, and then our conclusion comes at the end. And I'm going to read these sentences for you now, and then you can kind of be starting to think about, what sounds like a good topic sentence? Which one of these sounds like the conclusion? And what do I think would be the facts and the details? So this one says, hares have strong back legs that help them run fast. Okay. This one says, helpful body parts help hares run and hear. They have long ears and can hear other animals very well. And then hares have helpful body parts. Okay, so again, think about what is the sentence that tells the reader what the rest of the paragraph is going to tell them about. What are the sentences that really give more detailed fact information? And then what is the sentence that would make a good conclusion that just kind of wraps everything up and restates in a different way what the topic sentence says? So I'm going to have you think about that, and then again, just use the move tool to put these in the right spot. So that might not be, you have to figure out which sentence goes in which spot. All right, so we can't wait to see your informative paragraphs put in order. And then after you do move the sentences over, I encourage you to reread the paragraph and just ask yourself, does this make sense? Does this sound like it's in the correct order? And you can just kind of double check your work and see that you have everything in the right spot. Now, the conclusion and the topic sentence, you might have to think about that a little bit and see what you think. See which one you think makes a better topic sentence and which one makes a better conclusion sentence. All right, so we can't wait to see them. Let us know if you need anything, have any questions, or need some help. And I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye.